Hello guys, a very welcome into my channel. Today we are going to discuss about the environmental and health impact of air pollution. So firstly we will start with pollution. Pollution is the process of making land, water, air or other parts of the environment dirty and not safe of or suitable to use. This can be done through the introduction of a contaminants into a natural environment. So we can define pollution is the introduction of harmful substance or products into the environment. There are three major parts of pollutions. First one is water pollution, second is air pollution, third one is land pollution. In this lecture we are going to discuss about the air pollution. So what is air pollution? Air pollution is one of the biggest threats for the environment and affects everyone human, animal, crops, cities, forests, aquatic ecosystem. Air pollution makes people sick. It causes breathing problem and promote cancer and it harms plants, animals and the ecosystem in which they live. Some air pollution return to the earth in the form of acid rain and snow, which corrode states and buildings, damage crops and forests, and make lakes and streams unsuitable for fish and other plant and animals. So we can define air pollution as air pollution occurs when harmful or excessive quantities of substances are introduced into Earth's atmosphere. Source of air pollution includes gases, particulates and the biological molecules. So now here we are going to discuss about the composition of air. Here is the different type of items which are present in the compositions and the in this second side we can see the contents which are present in the percentage form in different type of items. Here you can see like that O2, N2, AR, CO2, Ne, He, CH4, H2 and ozone is the item which are present into the air, and the percentage like O2 percent in 20.94 percent and as ozone present approximately 6% in the air. So now here pollution classification. In this picture you can see we can classify into the three parts. First part is gas, second is natural contaminants and third one is aerosols. So if we are talking about the gases, so gases components could be the sulfur, nitrogen, carbon, oxygen and etc. Natural contaminants could be the pollen, particles, bacteria, etc. And if we are talking about the aerosols, it could be the dust, smoke, mist, fumes and fogs. So now air quality index. The air quality index is an index for reporting air qualities on a daily basis. It is a measure of how air pollution affects one's health within a short time period. The purpose of the AQI is to help people know how the local air quality impact their health. So we can define an air quality index is used by government agency to communicate to the public how polluted the air currency is or how polluted it is forecast to become. Public health risk increase as the AQI rises. The Environmental Protection Agency is called EPA calculate the AQI for five major air pollutants for which national air quality standards have been established to safeguard public health. These five major pollutants are ground level ozone, second one is particle pollution or particulate matters, and third one is carbon monoxide, fourth one is sulfur dioxide, and fifth one is nitrogen dioxide. So now, how is AQI calculated? Different countries use different point scale to report air quality. For instance, the United States use as 500 point scale, where the rating between 0 and 50 is considered good. India too follow the 500 point scale. These raw measurements are converted into a separate AQI value for each above described pollutant using a standard formula developed by EPA. The highest of these AQI values are reported as the AQI value for that day. So here in this picture, we can see the different type of categories and the per categories AQI level. So if we are talking about the good category, the AQI level is 0 to 50. It means it's a minimal impact. If we are talking about the satisfactory, the range is 51 to 100. It may cause minor breathing discomfort to sensitive people. And if we are talking about the moderate, the AQI is 101 to 200, may cause breathing discomfort to people with lung disease such as asthma, and discomfort to people with heart disease, children and other adults. And now if we are going for discuss about the poor, the range is 201 to 300. That means may cause breathing discomfort to people on prolonged inhaling and problem to people with heart disease. Very poor categorized into the 301 to into 400 measurements may cause respiratory illness to the people on prolonged inhaling. Effects may be more severe in people who are living with lung and heart disease. And last one is severe. The AQI index is 401 to 500, may cause respiratory impact even on healthy people and serious health impact on people with lung and heart disease. The health impact may be experienced even during normal walk also. So now we are going to discuss about the air pollutant and their effects. Things that pollute a substance is called a pollutant. An air pollutant is a substance in the air that can have adverse effect on human and the ecosystem. This system can be solid particles, liquid droplets or gaseous. A pollutant can be natural origin or man-made. Pollutants are classified as primary pollutant and secondary pollutant. If we are talking about the primary pollutant put directly into air by human activities. We can understand by the example like sulfur dioxide released from burning fossil fuels. These are the example of primary pollutant. If we are talking about the secondary pollutant, primary pollutant react with other primary pollutants or water vapor to make a new substance called secondary pollutant. We can understand by the example like sulfur dioxide mixed with water in atmosphere and cause acid rain. So now we are going to discuss about the major primary pollutant. Here different 5 types of major primary pollutants. First we are going to discuss about the nitrogen oxide. So nitrogen oxide, particularly nitrogen dioxide, are expelled from high temperature combustion and are also produced during thunderism by the electric discharge. Nitrogen oxide are emitted during fuel combustion such as by industrial facilities and the road transport sector. As with SO2, nitrogen oxide contribute to acid deposition. Nitrogen oxide that is associated with the adverse effects on health as high concentration cause inflammation of the airway. So next one is ammonia. Ammonia is a gas which with a characteristic pungent odor. Odors such as from garbages, sewage, and the industrial process. Radioactive pollutant produced by nuclear explosions, nuclear events, war explosive, and natural process such as the radioactive decay of random come from the agriculture sector from activities such as manure storage, surely spreading and the use of synthetic ammonia fertilization. So now we are going to discuss about the carbon monoxide. Colorless and odorless toxic gas come from the incomplete combustion of fuels in vehicle, can be absorbed by hemoglobin in the blood. Thus, blood can no longer absorb oxygen. Extra amount of CO result in tiredness, headache, heart damage, and a small amount can be lethal. Next one is sulfur oxide. It's a fuel can become from the coal and petroleum contains sulfur as an impurity. When fuels are burned, sulfur is oxidizes or burned to SO2. Also emitted from volcanoes eruptions, irritations the eyes and cause breathing difficulties, cause asthmatic problem. In the presence of a catalyst such as NO2 form H2SO4 and result of acid rain. Next one is heavy metals. The heavy metals arsenic, cadmium, lead, mercury and nickel are emitted mainly as a result of various combustion process and industrial activities. These chemicals are known as toxins and are linked to the thyroid disorder, cancer, women's hormonal conditions, chronic fatigue syndrome, fibromyalgia, and other severe illness and symptoms include fatigue, lung cancer, cardiopulmonary disease are the main causes by the heavy metals. And last one is voltage organic compounds. It's emitted from a large number of sources including paints, applications, road transport, dry cleaning and other solvent uses. Let's discuss some volatile organic compounds. It could be the methane. Methane chloride is highly dangerous to human health. It can be found in adhesive removers and aerosol spray paint, and the chemical has been proven to cause cancer in animals. In the human body, methylene chloride is converted to carbon monoxide and a person will suffer the same symptoms as exposed to carbon monoxide. Next is the benzene. Benzene is a chemical found in environmental tobacco smoke, stored fuels and exhausted from cars. Benzene has also been known to contaminate food and water, and if digested can lead to vomiting, dizzying, sleepiness, rapid heartbeat, and at high level even death may occur. And chlorotoluene. chlorofluorocarbons. Chlorofluorocarbons widely used cleaning products and refrigerator. Terrachloroethane is used widely in dry cleaning harmful to ozone layer which prevent human by having skin cancer and various skin disease. Now we are going to discuss about the major secondary air pollutant. These are the first one is included in secondary air pollutant is particular matters. Here you can see that in this picture particular matters in the categorized into the three form PM01, PM0, PM2.5 and PM10. So what question is this? What is the particular matters? Particles create from gaseous primary pollutant and compounds in photochemical smoke. Particulate matters include both primarily and secondary. Primarily, PM is the fraction of PM that is emitted directly into the atmosphere, where secondary PM form in the atmosphere following the oxidation and transformation of toxic gases, mainly SO2, nitrogen oxide, and some volatile organic compounds. PM is one of the most important pollutant as it penetrates into sensitive region of the respiratory system, like if you are seeing in this picture, sorry, PM0.1 is ultra fine particles which pass into the circulatory system, and if we are talking about the PM2.5 is also a fine particles, and it can deposit in your lungs, and PM10 is an inhaling particles. It can be inhaled by your nose and deposit into the extrathoracic portion or upper tracheal bronchial region. So now we are going to discuss about the second major secondary air pollutant is ground level ozone. Ground level ozone formed from nitrogen oxide and different type of volatile organic compounds. Ozone is secondary pollutant and a key constituent form in the troposphere. Ozone is a powerful and aggressive oxidizing agent, elevated level of which cause respiratory and cardiovascular health problems and lead to premature mortality. High level of O3 can also damage plant, leading to reduced agriculture crop yield and decreased forest growth. So if we are firstly we can discuss about the global warming also. Global warming is largely caused by increasing CO2 and other hot trapping causes in the atmosphere. Large amount of heat trapped on Earth becomes hotter. It results in rising in sea level, flooding of low-lying lands, melting of polar ice caps, and changes in global climate. Measures to reduce global warming: use of fossil fuels, use tidal wind and hydroelectrical energy to generate electricity, use of solar energy. Its return in rise in sea level, flooding of low-lying land, and melting of polar ice cap and changes in global climate. Now, last one is acid rain. When emulsion of sulfur dioxide and nitric oxide from stationary sources are transported long distance by wind, They form secondary pollutants such as nitrogen dioxide, nitric acid vapors, and droplets containing solution of sulfuric acid, sulfate, and nitrate salt. These chemicals descend to the Earth's surface in wet form as rain or snow, and in dry form as a gaseous fog, dew, or solid particles. It is known as acid rain or acid deposition. So now we are going to discuss about the effects of human body. Major air pollutants are presented here, and now we are going to discuss about these air pollutants effects on human body. If we are going to discuss about the carbon monoxide, so interferes that blood ability to carry oxygen by combining with hemoglobin to hurt brain tissue, fatal for heart patient and newborn babies, and high dose lead to coma, and if the mild dose present in the body, it could be the headache and tiredness. If we are discussing about the ozone, then react with lung disease, cause harmful changes in breathing passes, decreases lung working ability, and cause cough and chest pain, and it could be the causes by eye and thoracic irritation also. And next one, if we are going to discuss about the SO2, so it constricted area passes create asthma and breathing problem in the children. So next one is the suspended particulate matter. Smaller particles are inhaled and settle in the lungs, leading to breathing problem and lung cancer. Next one is the major air pollutant. If is lead, so it is very dangerous for the health. It could be damage blood, brain, nerves, kidney, reproductive organ, and immune system. If we are discussing about the oxidase of nitrogen like NO2 or NO, so the harmful impact is respiratory pathogens increases, eye, throat, lung irritation could be possible. And last one is we are discussing about the peroxyacetyl nitrate. By this pollutant, eye irritation, burning, sneezing, cough, and cold could be the possible. So here we are seeing a graph in which we can see number of deaths due to the pollution. Top 10 countries are present here. You can see in this picture Philippines, Brazil, Congo, USA, Russia, Indonesia, Nigeria, Pakistan, China, and India is in the list. If we are seeing in this graph, then in China and India is the most highest category um, contained as compared to other countries. So the India state level disease burden initiative published the first comprehensive estimate of reduction in life expectancy associated with air pollution in each state. India, with 18% of the world population, has 26% of the global premature death and disease burden due to the air pollution. 1 in 8 deaths in India was attributed to air pollution in India in 2017. 4 lakh deaths in India in 2017 were due to air pollution, which includes 6.7 lakh deaths due to outdoor particulate matters air pollution and 4.8 lakh deaths due to household air pollution. So now here we are going to discuss about the health impact of air pollution. How fine particles affect the body. Here in this picture you can see the if different type of effects. If we are talking about the first brain, some air pollutant can be increased in stroke, brain ischemia, cognitive disorder, neurodegenerative illness, and most effects on lungs of pollutants. If it could be the worsening of chronic obstructive pulmonary disease and reduction in lung function. Heart is like changes in heart function, increase in heart rhythm problem. Reproduction system is also affected by the pollutant. It could be the fertility problem, miscarriage, fetal growth problem, premature birth, low birth weight. And if vascular system, if we are talking about the vascular system, then it could be the atherosclerosis, reduction in diameter of blood vessels, high blood pressure could be the possible. And if we are discussing about the blood, so passage of particles through walls of blood vessels, blood flow problems could be occur, peripheral vessels disease or thrombosis also can be occur by the air pollutions. Here you are seeing is the fine particles. We can define as the fine particles like PM is defined into the different size. Like here is the human hair size is 50 to 70 microns, and if we are discussing about the PM 2.5, the smallest and the most dangerous, it could be less than 2.5 microns. And if we are discussing about the PM10 could be the less 10 microns. The size could be the 0.01 millimeter. So now disease caused by the air pollutions. First we are going to discuss about the chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, which is called COPD. There are two, first we can understand what is the COPD. A group of lung disease that block airflow and make it difficult to breathe. There are two main forms of COPD. Chronic bronchiolitis, which involves a long-term cough with mucus, emphysema, which involves damage to the lung over time, and the most people with COPD have a combination of both conditions. So damage to the lung from COPD can be reversed. Symptoms include shortness of breath, wheezing, or a chronic cough. Resources inhalers and inhaled or oral steroids can help control symptoms and minimize further damage. In this picture, you can see the COPD disease in two forms, is a chronic bronchiolitis, and in the emphysema we are discussing about the chronic bronchiolitis. You can see these are the healthy bronchiolitis, fully healthy bronchiolitis, no any blockages here. But if we are seeing in the second picture, some inflammation and excess mucus are here present, and these are create blockage in the vein. So if we are discussing at the emphysema, so you can see in, and these are the healthy alveolar sacs. You can see every sac is seeing very healthy, and if you are seeing in this picture, alveolar membrane of the every sac is break down. So now we are going to discuss about the lung cancer. Almost 9% of the lung cancer death occur, and If we are talking about the respiratory infection disease death, it is almost 1%, and 5% cardiopulmonary death are recorded. 1.3 million die globally from outdoor air pollution per year, and 2 million die globally from indoor air pollution. So now question is the what is the lung cancer actually? Owing to the presence of various carcinogens in the air, the lungs can be infested with them, which in turn can lead to lung or pulmonary cancer. The disease involves uncontrolled growth of the cells in one or both of the lung, causing a reduction in the oxygen carrying capacity and malfunctioning in the complete working of the respiratory system. Though the lung cancer cure depends on the type of cancer and the level of infection in the lungs, the fresh air can may be a possible solution to reduce the effects of such carcinogen in the pollutant air. How does air pollution affect our heart? Air pollution increases the risk of cardiovascular disease largely through particulate matters 2.5. Air pollution can affect your heart and circulation by damaging the inside wall of your blood vessels, causing them to become narrowing and harder. And you can see in this picture normal blood flow is here because no blood vessels are no narrowing form, but in this picture you can see the abnormal blood flow by the plaques because some blood vessels are narrowing and some this type of plaques are created which create the pressure of the blood flow, so restricted the movement of your blood vessels, which can increase your blood pressure and add to strain of your heart, making your blood more likely to clot, affect the normal electrical functioning of your heart, which could cause abnormal heart rhythm, causing small changes to the structure of the heart like those that are seen in early stage of heart failure. This damage can contribute to the development of new health problems or put people with exciting heart and circulating condition at increased risk of events like a heart attack or stroke. So now we are going to discuss about the air pollution may damage the brain. Harmful effects on the respiratory and cardiovascular system. Air pollution contaminants are now implicated in damage to the brain, an organ exposed to the air by multiple pathways. Through the, through the nose, contaminants breathed through the nose can come into direct contact with the olfactory bulbs, a neural structure in the vertebrates forebrain. Some research in humans and other animals suggests that fine particulate matter smaller than 2.5 micrometers across can reach the olfactory cortex and other brain regions via the root. If we are discussing about the inhaled into the lung, most gases can easily travel the epithelium in the lung to make it into the bloodstream, and some study in humans and rat suggest that fine particulate matters can do the same. Circulating contaminants may wear down the blood-brain barrier and cross it to direct interact with neural tissue. Tiny air pollutants may cause change in brain structure that resemble those of Alzheimer's disease. Long-term exposure to air pollution is associated with lower scores on tests of mental acuity. So now, what is the solution to stop air pollution? First, it is the self-awareness to the person that pollution is a disaster. Second point is greening operations. Green management is when a pulmonary company does its best to minimize processes that harm the environments. This means turning to practices that are environmentally friendly. Some short-run cost-effective benefits are improved health, reusable products, and recycling. Next point is fit vehicles with catalyst convert to avoid separating nitrogen oxide in atmosphere. If we are talking about the planting trees, then trees release oxygen into the atmosphere. This occurs during the process of photosynthesis, in which a tree makes its own food. Carbon dioxide is taken into the trees during the process of photosynthesis, and when the reaction is complete, oxygen is given off a byproduct. So we can say a tree play an important role for improving air quality. Avoid purchasing excess amount of product that contain CFCs. Chlorofluorocarbons are a group of odorless manufactured chemicals. These chemicals have capacity to damage the earth ozone. CFCs comes from older refrigerator, air conditioner, extensions, and asthma inhaler. The suspension of license of industrial activity which destroy the environment. If we are discussing about the relocation of polluting industries away from the place where people is live, it could be very beneficial for protecting people with air pollution. Development of waste and garbage disposal recycling. Waste prevention reduce the generation of waste in the first place. So it is the most preferred method of waste management and goes a long way toward protecting the environment. If we are talking about the recycling bins in public space, yes, we can enhance your city post waste service by adding a recycling option at the point of disposal in your park or on your sidewalk. Simply placing a recycle bin next to a landfill waste bin encourage constituents to properly dispose of their recyclable waste. Since advice to all of you, plant a tree once in a lifetime and water it regularly for your future generation. Hope all of you enjoy this video. Thank you for your attention. If you really enjoy this video, then please like and subscribe my channel. Thank you again.